What's up, you guys? Silver here. I'm gonna give you guys advice and tips on how to be sub 6 on Skewb. So, first thing is hardware. So, find a Skewb that's like without resistance. If you have like this, I don't know if you can hear it, but like that clicky, like it stops you from turning. Yeah, get rid of that. Because when you turn very fast, you can't really like, what is it? You're more likely to just lock up. So this Skewb in general is not good. That's why I always take out like ball bearings, because it really stops you. Same goes with here. Not as much though. This is just very rough. It's not even fast at all. This is okay-ish. And then this is just blocky in general. Like you can't reverse corner cut. So you like that. So just mainly hardware, find a Skewb where you could actually like speed solve very smoothly. That's pretty much it. Second thing is to finger trick fast. It is very important to finger trick fast. You don't want to like. Well, I mean, Well, I don't know if you could be sub 6 just by turning this fast, but you would just want to like turn very fast though. I don't know about you guys, but speed is very important if you want to become like sub 6 or faster on Skewb. Speed is going to be very, very important. So yeah. So practice on finger tricking fast. I finger trick like this because I'm a flicker. Oops, camera. Yeah. I can't do this way or the Polish finger trick, so you would just have to. I don't know how you guys get fast on that, but just practice fast finger tricks. Next thing is when you're inspecting. Mainly this is just for, well, this goes to like people who does like layers, but I know majority of you guys are like Sarah users. But like if you're, what am I doing? If you're inspecting, predict your top center. So for example, if I was doing white, never mind, do not do white. Oh god, this is a bad scramble. Hold on. Okay. This is a very bad scramble. Well, okay, so this is a bad scramble for Sarah's. I'm not a Sarah user. So just for this example, I'm gonna use Frisk. So I'm gonna solve these 3. I know this is gonna be pushed out there, and then here when I turn this is gonna be here. So I know this corner. When I turn this corner here, when I solve these 2, this corner is just this corner is gonna be right here. I don't care what the orientation is. I just want to know where the piece is at. But not only that, find where the orange center is going to be. So I know it's going to go here, and then when I turn this, it's going to be here and then here. So the orange center is going to be here. So when I do that, I know for sure. Oh, okay. So like I said, the piece is. Wait, did I say the piece was here? I don't remember. But doing that, and then like I said, the orange would be there. So predicting you don't have to predict the corner that I just did because that wasn't Sarah's. But if you guys were to do like a layer like this though, I guess you could predict where the top center is at, so that when you like execute, then you know, okay, I know this is here, so when you face here, you know exactly what to do because of the OLO. Yeah. If you're like, you don't know where it is, or like you don't know this case, and it's like, okay, now this causes you to hesitate, and hesitation is something you really want to avoid if you want to become like sub 6 or faster on Skewb. Okay. Let me try another example, because that was a bad example. And that wasn't even Frisk. I thought that was going to be a twisted corner. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing Sarah's anymore. Well, Frisk again, I guess. So solving these two, I know I'm going to get like a layer here. This is going to be a twisted corner. But predicting where this is at, I'm going to go this way. So it's going to be here. So of course it's going to be here. So just by inspecting, I could just solve my first two layers. Sorry, not first two layers, the layer, these two corners. And then I know this is going to be here. And then I know what to execute after. I know what to do. I could literally just predict my VHLS alg. So if I do this all in one go, see, so now I got this done and this done. So predicting, well, that's just Frisk though. But if it was for Sarah's, and you predict here, you would know right off the back, okay, and then you could just do like a head or like a tilt, and then like at least you won't hesitate as much as if you didn't predict your top center. So practice like predicting where your top center is. I don't know how harder it is to do it on Sarah's, but when I use like on Ranzha or on Frisk method, it's just easier for me. But it's just personal preference on methods. Next thing is practice immediate recognition. So like reaction timing. So for example, I guess Sarah's a huge portion for this case. What I mean is, once you're done, like immediately recognize what your last layer is. Like in this case, like okay, now I know what my last layer is, and finger trick from there. So immediate recognition is also very crucial as well, so that, like I said, to avoid hesitations. Yeah, just practice immediate recognition on last layer, especially last layer, if you're using Sarah's method. If you haven't, learn advanced Sarah's cases, because just for those who are like intermediate Sarah's, I highly recommend you to learn advanced Sarah's. It's actually not that hard. Even though it's like 100 cases, you'll learn like very quickly, like probably like less than a week, I guess, because it's actually not that hard. The cases, they're not algorithms, they're concepts. Even though we call it Skewb algs, it's not really an algorithm if you're only using sledge or hedges. It's like 2GLL where you solve a last layer with only using soons. Same goes with this. I think I highly recommend you to learn like one sledge case, or like last layers like oh, this is bad. Like that. So like I know like advanced case like this, just literally just do OLL, sledge, and then U-perm. Just like that. Then there are like very easy cases where it's like peanut, and then you have these two opposite centers, and then you would just do a sledge. So advanced Sarah's cases, they're actually not that, they're very easy to recognize as well. So I highly recommend you guys to learn them. Start with like easy cases, like 2 sledges, or a sledge and then an OLL and then some U-perm or the last 4 centers, and then progress from there to like 3 sledges or 4 sledges, or even like bad cases. What else? Practice bad first layer or first step cases. I don't know any. Well, I guess I do know a lot of bad sales cases. I don't know how to execute them though. So like, not this case. This case here. Okay. I don't usually, like whenever I see this on Scramble, I would just skip it. Or otherwise, I would just use Frisk. But yeah, practice bad first layer cases or any bad situations like this. It's also good to practice so that when you see it, you can just immediately, like you just know exactly what to do instead of just wasting your inspection and then actually thinking during your solve. Because now it's thinking while speed solving, it just makes you slow. So another example, I know this common case here. You find the one with the white or your first layer facing you, and you just go like this twice, and that solves your layer. I think same goes with the other way around. Oops. Like that. Yeah, I know that case. I don't know any other bad Sarah first layer cases, but things like that though, definitely practice those cases and then learn how to finger trick that, and then whenever you're comfortable with that, you could use that to, or you could predict top center whenever you have that bad case as well. Not only bad first layer cases, but also bad last layer cases as well. So I know this one, I bet this is a pain in the butt for you guys. This is very bad. I actually have to learn an NS alg for this one. But like just kind of don't learn NS yet. I guess just practice like, okay, if I ever have this case, I will do this or something like that. And then so that you could, instead of just hesitating, you could just immediately start finger tricking your way through so that it's not like a bad time. Oops. Cases like this as well, like that. Oh, if I can remember. There you go. Yeah, so also just practice bad last layer cases so that you know when you speed solve, you know exactly what to do. It's just so that you don't hesitate. It's okay if it's like a long algorithm or something, as long as you can execute it very fast and finger trickable with no hesitation, you should be good. If you need to rotate better. So what I mean by that, it really depends on how you guys finger trick. It really depends on how you finger trick. If you finger trick like Polish style, do not rotate like this, because then like if you need to do a certain case, I'll just do first layer here. So like that's a bad last layer. You know, don't rotate like this, because then like let's say, oh, you need finger trick, then you really have to rotate, and then it's just very uncomfortable, and it just stops you from, or it just wastes your time. But if you are a Polish Skewb, I'm assuming you guys hold like this, cause like that. I could be wrong though, but the way I do it is when I because I finger trick like this, I will rotate like this. So I don't rotate like with my whole hand. I go like, it's like a finger trick rotation, I guess you can say. So like if I have to do, well, you know what, let me just scramble it. So like this. I'll go like that and then I'll rotate like that. So it's just faster. You know? It's just faster. And then rotate like that. So just learn how to rotate better. I guess if you're like this, I guess you can rotate. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. But that's how I would rotate. I just rotate like this. I put my thumb here, my finger here, and then I use these fingers to just kind of rotate it like that. Yeah. So like this, then I would just rotate. I'm just giving an example. Learn or come up with tricks or techniques. I don't know any tricks or techniques from Sarah's method, so you probably have to look that up. You could join me learning like Ranzha or Frisk, because those methods is just about influencing last layer, because I hate swirl perms and whack perms. They are my biggest weakness. Things like, if I can show, not like that. Like this is very bad. Oh, well, not this. That's not a whack perm. But if I go like this is ugly. Okay, I do not want this case. This is very bad because I don't know a good case, and I really do not want to learn some weird algorithms that goes like that. It's just very awkward. Yeah, that's why I use Ranzha or Frisk methods, because of influencing last layer, and that's just a technique. You could learn like Frisk, where like you could just leave it like this, and then do VHLS. Just learn like any techniques, or if not, you could just come up with one. I've tried coming up with even more techniques. I could show you the Zim method. I don't use Zim for speed solving because it is very complicated. Well, it's not complicated to do, but it's complicated when you're speed solving. So for example, Zim, you're making a double Ranzha block. So like I'll make a first Ranzha block here, and then I have to make another Ranzha block. Let me color switch. Am I going to need to color switch? I'm going to color switch. So I'm going to do blue as first layer, and then make a second Ranzha block like that. And then here you have like, you have three chances. Well, not three chances, three things that can come to you. You can have L last, or one of those L5C or L4C corners, including this, and then you would have to do some algorithm. I'm not going to do that. Mainly, I would just go, where is it? I could just insert a corner regularly, but then there's literally like no point of doing two blocks, which is why I kind of refrain from it. However, it does give you a better last layer though. It does give you a better last layer. And then there are some cases where it's like, there are some cases where it could just be like when you solve two blocks and then you solve the last corner, you could just end up with pure OLL. That also happens too, and it's not rare as well. And then another case is literally just what is it? Like this, but instead of opposites, they're solved. So if I go like this, oops, like that. So that's also another thing. You could end up like just a regular last layer, but with 2 blocks. So that's just that's the Zim method. But I don't use it because of how complicated it is, especially in a speed solve. So you could just learn some other different techniques or tricks from other. There are some on YouTube, but you could also come up with techniques that you're also comfortable with. So techniques and tricks are also very good to become sub 6 on Skewb. And then last but not least, the most important one, a time killer, is you have to learn how to flow or just practice fluidity. So what I mean by that is like if you lock up, that can really kill your time, probably like 0.5 seconds or more, and that's very bad. So practice like fluid, or like just try not to lock up, and not only don't even try doing it slow though too. Practice like finger tricking fast, but also fluid as well. So now this is the hardest part, because I mean, we don't have a good Skewb, but if you do have like a very good Skewb where you could actually like finger trick without locking up, you are in a good position. So definitely practice solving Skewbs without locking up, and if you could do that, you could definitely be like super fast at Skewb, and then applying all the tips that I gave you, and you could be like faster than sub 6. So definitely practice flow or fluidity, because lockups, it really kills your time, because it's like the same thing as hesitating. So definitely practice fluidity and applying that onto your finger tricks, and then learn how to flow and turn fast at the same time. So that's also a huge thing to practice on. That's it. So hopefully those tips are very helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.